Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It is Wednesday, April 26th. For those people who are new to the channel, little PSA for you. This is a channel that does political and social readings. I use tarot cards as a focus to help me channel my intuition. I'm surrounded by crystals, and this is a spiritual style channel. My goal is to provide insight into situations, political situations we find ourselves in. I am biased. I am very pro-democrat, pro-progressive. That doesn't mean everything I say is going to be that way, but it's going to default to that way unless the cards show me otherwise. So if you're triggered by such things, you don't have to watch this. You can go somewhere else and go entertain yourself. I'm just going to trigger and annoy you. However, if you do choose to watch, I ask that you have an open mind and maybe you'll learn something and see something from a different perspective. Nasty comments will be deleted. If you want to challenge me, that's fine. I'm open for interaction with people in the comment section, but do realize it's a very short lead, and if you challenge me on something and I provide evidence, you better acknowledge it. Or provide counter evidence from a reputable news source, because that's what I'll do. And if you move the goalposts, you're gone. Okay, ground rules laid. Zooey Zephyr. This is a representative over in Montana, representing the Missoula district. She has been basically banned from participating in the remainder of this session of Congress, in the state Congress in Montana. Now, fortunately, there's only 10 days left. Unfortunately, there's all sorts of important House bills that still need to be discussed and voted on. Now, the Republicans do have a supermajority over there, so, 68 to 32, I guess, by looking at the vote to silence her. So I'm going to guess that's along party lines. Why did she get silenced? Because they were debating a transgender bill, and she is an openly transgender representative. And she was basically saying that if you pass this bill, you will have blood on your hands, referring to the fact that transgender kids have a much higher suicide rate than other populations. And even provide an example that a family child who's transgender or contemplated suicide while watching these debates. So it wasn't it was provocative, but it wasn't an unreasonable thing to say. A warning saying, you think that you're going to do this without consequences. There's consequences. And you're going to have to own those because you're the ones who voted for this, because you don't have empathy for other people. So she got silenced. And then I guess there was a protest on Monday, and she was going to speak and they wouldn't recognize her. So some protesters in the galleries were shouting to let her speak, and then 7 people got arrested. It's visions of Tennessee all over again. So I'm going to ask a few questions. What's the current situation with Zooey Zephyr like? What hindsight, what insights can you provide in this current session with Zooey Zephyr and the Montana House of Representatives? Let's see what Spirit has to say. It's a tower moment, and holding on to what you have. So I think what I'm getting from this is that this is now going to bring a lot of attention, unwanted attention, to the Montana legislature. Think about what happened in Tennessee when they booted out the 2 Justins. What ended up happening? Their vice chair for the Republican committee was found to have sexually harassed a couple of staffers. The head of the House, the Republican chairman, was found not to live in the district that he represents, amongst other things. It has a mistress going on. No, all sorts of shenanigans. So all the shenanigans are getting exposed, and this tower could be the sudden ending of Zoe's rights to speak on here. while the Republicans are clinging on to the power they have. Now, they don't have to cling too tightly right now because they have a supermajority. But again, there could be a backlash to this, and it's going to bring a lot of attention, and it could activate a lot of young people in Montana. Now, Montana is a very conservative state, so I don't expect there's going to be huge changes or swings, but there might be enough to take away the supermajority. You got to take it one step at a time when you're talking a very conservative red state like that. So for the MAGA viewers, are you okay with this so far? Wouldn't want to insult you. Not telling you anything you don't already know, right? Okay, in the past, we've got the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about planning. It's about getting ready to take your next steps. I don't know if this is in regards to her or to them. This could indicate a plan on the Republicans' part to make sure that certain groups are silenced. And certainly if you connect it with the Tennessee thing, it looks like and that was actually going to be one of the questions I asked next is, is this a coordinated plan across GOP areas, especially in red states? But it looks like this could be a plan. This could be a coordinated plan to do this. It could also be that Zooey Zephyr has a plan on this one. But right now I'm going to kind of go with the Republican House, since they have the supermajority. I think this is going to be more about them. Right now, the death card comes up. Again, this was about legislation for transgender people, especially young people, to get affirmative care, and they're trying to take away that care. But this can also start to bring an end to that cycle of basically shouting down people who are most impacted by this, people who are at risk, the minority voices in there. When you're a majority, you do have an obligation to listen to the minority, whether you like it or not. You have an obligation to it. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to vote their way, but you do have to listen, and you need to represent. Chariot. This death card could also mean trying to bring an end to what could be a grassroots type movement that progressives are starting to mount. The Chariot's going to be, they've got their plan and they're putting their plan into action. And the lesson to be learned is that if they're not successful with this, if they've miscalculated, it's going to cause problems for themselves. And I think actually the plan's in place, but here's the lesson that's going to be learned is the anxiety. We did it to ourselves. I can't believe this is happening. I think that they are their own worst enemy in this regard. They're bringing in their own tower moment with this. Now, it seems kind of weird to say that when they have a supermajority, but again, if you piss off enough young people and they get out and vote in large numbers, and you're not expecting them to vote, they might be able to start making changes in your government that you don't like if you're in a supermajority. Outcome is the strength card. There's going to be, it could be the Republican Party needs to maintain their strength, but I think they're going to, basically, they've grabbed a tiger by the tail. They're trying to open up the lion's mouth and force something in. And I don't know if the lion is going to have that. It's been a quiet type thing. Now, you could also look at the other way around. It could be that the Republicans are the lion, and that the woman's the transgender. She's trying to get them to understand and work with them on that. But again, I think in the end here, okay, there we go. Republican card, legacies, money involved. And I think this is just maintaining the status quo, maintaining their control. Okay, so summary. What's going on with the situation? We actually have a tower moment coming here as the Republicans, in my opinion, are trying to hold on to the power and everything that they've gained over the last several years. there's a plan in place, and this plan is trying to put an end to basically anybody who is against your rule, as it were. This is not leadership, this is ruling. The plan has been implemented, but this plan is not going to work out the way you wanted it to. And, all of a sudden, there might be unexpected consequences where you think you're in charge, and then somebody's going to come along and give you a pill down your mouth and make you taste some medicine that you don't want. And again, you're being supported by money. You're being supported by not wanting things to change on that one. So that Tower is really the big key card with the Nine of Swords. So I don't think it's going to be anything soon. Nothing sooner than the 2024 election. And I think the 2024 election is just going to take the ship and turn it in a different direction. It's not going to be a huge change. This is going to be, again, one of those states that it's just, and that's why the Strength card is there. This is something that's going to change, but it's going to change over time. And you have to show strength and perseverance in order to get that to happen. Okay, so that's kind of my feel for what's going on in Montana at the moment, is that this is part of a bigger plan, and this plan's not going to work out, not on the long term. If you activate the young voters, you activate the Gen Zs and the millennials, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This isn't going to be your grandfather's state anymore, and you're not going to know what to do with it. Okay. How is, yes, real quick, how is Zoe feeling about this? How about this? How is Zoe feeling about her place in Montana politics right now? Is she regretting it? Is she feeling energized by it? Did the supporters help embolden her? What's her general feeling for what's going on? Star card. There you go. Star card, you've also got, one foot in the spiritual and one leg in the real world. It's also, integration. Well, actually, temperance is integration, but this is going to make her another name of activists who are trying to make a difference for people who are being misrepresented and underrepresented and oppressed. Truth is going to be revealed, or she's revealing the truth on that. Wow, what great cards! Two major arcana in the first thing. Make it three: the Empress, and then the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, and then underneath it is the Hostage card. Okay, so she feels, again, I think she feels like while feeling trapped and unable to do much, she recognizes that she has some celebrity now. And she can be a celebrity that's championing the rights of the LGBTQ community. And she wants to make sure that everybody in her community is well taken care of. She's also she's the star and she's the Empress. She wants to make sure that people are taken care of. She is very concerned about young trans people committing suicide. She wants them to be accepted and cared for like everybody else. And if you don't speak your truth, if you don't reveal what's going on, then people won't know. If you just go along with it and nod your head, you're not going to get recognized and no change is going to happen. So she has to be bold and bring this out. And she has to come up with that message. I think also this could also mean that that there might be some additional fundraising, some funds that come in here to try and help her with her reelection when it comes reelection time, because people are going to want her to be strong, persevere, and overcome. Okay, so she's got some really positive cards here. She's going through a tough time right now. Despite all those good cards, she's got to be going through a hard time right now. She's just trying to represent and trying to save people's lives. And she's just being summarily ignored. She's treated as a lesser than. Okay. Will the Democrats, given the energy of everything that's going on right now? Okay, no, I'm going to ask a different question. I was going to ask about the election results, but that's a bit of ways away, and a lot of things can happen. How about this? Will wrongdoings of GOP members of the Montana House be revealed much in a similar manner to that which happened in Georgia? Will these people that silenced her suddenly have embarrassing stories revealed about them? Let's see. There's going to be a lot of disappointment, heartbreak, and betrayal. That would seem like a yes. King of Swords. Two of Swords. Lots of swords. Ace of Swords. Good Lord. Okay, so, and underneath it is the King of Pentacles. Okay, so what do we got? Asking, will this be a similar situation to Tennessee? Again, I think there's a lot of disappointment and heartbreak. So initial reaction is yes. Why is that? Because they're at a crossroads, and choices need to be made. And choices are made, with the moon. So it's choices that haven't been revealed yet, but will be revealed shortly. Whoever does the revealing, this could be like a reporter or somebody like that. It could be a male reporter, but think of it, and the reason why I say a reporter is it's somebody who's got the sword of truth and isn't emotionally tied to reporting the truth. This is a person's like, okay, you did it. You're going to have to own it because it's true. And, there you go. Now, underneath it, it could be having to do with finances or donors or something along those lines, or misappropriations of funds. In this case, but it could also be money coming away. But I think if we're looking, if it's going to be a similar thing, I think it's going to be money related. It's going to be related to donors or campaign finance type things, taking bribes, that sort of thing. So again, we'll put a pin in it, see if that comes out or not. And time will tell. It probably won't take too long if this has any legs like the Georgia case and the two Justins. All right, so that's my reading on Zooey Zephyr. I hope you found it insightful. I hope you liked it. Give it, leave comments. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I've made it over 600 subscribers, working my way to 700, excuse me. And I'm going to do a few videos this evening, and this is going to be the first of many. Hope you have a good night, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.